Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Kate Richburg, live from beadshop.com. Oh my gosh, it's Friday. We made it to Free Tip Friday. Oh, I've been working. If you guys have been watching our Instagram feed or our Facebook live feed, you know that I've been working with these tiny seed beads for like a few days. So that's why I have my glasses out, because I can't see those beads as well as I used to. But you guys, we've got so much to cover in this little Free Tip Friday all about seed beads. Just to remind you, and I'll remind you again at the end of our broadcast, it's the last day of our seed bead sale. Today is the 7th of April. If you're watching this live or until midnight tonight, you can hop over to our site at beadshop.com and save 20% on our entire seed bead collection. So that's a big part of what we're doing today. So Gracie, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
You guys, this is our 50th broadcast.
What? 50th. There, is that 5 right there? Oh my gosh, 50.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Hey everybody, it's our 50th Facebook Live broadcast. Everybody's super, everyone's so busy around the office, they don't even know. But it's super exciting. Wow, 50 between our Free Tip Fridays, between our Facebook Live broadcasts. That's awesome. And we also have, you guys, behind us, Janice is also watching Gracie tape me. So she's learning a little more about the Facebook Live process behind the camera, which is pretty exciting. So do we have any comments?
We have hellos from Kathy. Gita says happy 50th.
Yay!
And Faye says good morning, Kate and Grace. Love the looming work you're doing. And Bonnie says hello. Sandy says woo woo.
All right. Well, shall we just jump in then?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thanks, Grace, for starting, and I will jump on in. All right. Let me change positions here, and let's take a look at what we've got going on.
Faye says, hey, Janice.
All right. Perfect. Yeah, I'll grab it from you. Thank you, Gracie Grace. We've got it. Okay, you guys. So you can see what I've got here in front of me. I'm going to position this camera down so you guys can see, bear with me here as I get my stuff in order. I've put on a link, you guys, if you go to our Facebook page, you can kind of see our link for a few, for this Facebook Live, this Free Tip Friday. And let me show you, I've got this cool little pattern chart that I did that I'm kind of panning and sharing with you. The link, it's over, as I say, it's on our Facebook page under Free Tip Friday. Good morning, New Hampshire and Western Maryland. That's awesome. Oh, thanks, Faye. Well, what I'll do after our broadcast, I'm going to go and I'll put it on a blog post as well so you guys can find this. But I want to show you guys how I actually use this. So let me position this camera over. Can you guys see that okay? Let me know. Let me turn. Look, I've got so many. I've been playing with these seed bead tubes, you guys, for days. Days and days. So let me get everything going here. There we go. How do I want to position you? There we are. I like the looks of that. You can see pretty well. Let me get this all there. I'm sure you guys are as glad about it being Friday as I am. I've got some fun jewelry related things planned for the weekend. I hope you guys do too. I'm always excited to see what you guys make. Okay, there we go. That looks great. So you can see, you guys, down here, we've got some different, oh good, thanks for the thumbs up on that. So you can see I've got some different things going on here. I've got some different loomed pieces. And then I want to talk about also what I'm looming on. Okay, so these different loomed pieces, what I've got over here, this is a size 11. Can you see that? That size 11. This is a size 8. And this is a size 6. And I've used these Picasso coated, or Picasso finish, I guess is what we want to call them, the different seed beads. So we've got the 6, we've got the 8, and we've got the 11. Oh, thanks, Janice. Janice just handed me the tweezers, my favorite tool right here. And the way that I did my little sampler, I'm going to clear some of this off because I want to bring it right up to the camera so you guys can see it. One of the things I think with seed beads, sometimes for me at least, because I'm not a seed beater 100% of the time, so sometimes I have a little bit of a hard time figuring out how to visualize the seed beads, right? So with these size 11s, you can see they're pretty small. The size 8s are the middle size, and then the size 6s are the largest. So what I did was, one of the things I learned when I came back here on board at Bead Shop was using this design board, the deep dish design tray. Can you see that? As the loom. Now I thought that was super genius, if I do say so myself. Janice, thank you very much. So smart. And can you see, let me show you guys, I know you guys want to see the back. So there's the back of the board here. And you can find a lot of the info about how to set this loom up right at our Tricks to Looming, right? The Tricks to Looming video. If you go to the Tricks to Looming project on the project page, you'll see that. So essentially what I did, you guys, I grabbed just the color, I grabbed this Hana in Acorn, and can you see, let me get really tight in there so you guys can see the this Picasso bead kind of has a green tone to it. So, I'm sorry, a brown tone over the green. So that's why I chose this brown thread. That, and because it was kind of sitting right there. Those are the two reasons. But, well, it's true. You gotta be really frank. Yeah, I can't hide anything. But, I thought it made a good little sampler. So I started out with my sampler by just warping on 12 threads all the way across here on my design board. And then I started up here. I figured I would do 12 beads across this way and then 12 rows down and see what I got. So I've got my tape measure right here. So you can see that size 11 seed beads, it's probably, you're all, wait, that's smaller than I thought. 12 rows of those 11/aughts are only about an inch. And then across, I feel like one of those models on Home Shopping when I have to measure here. Across, this is about 5/8 of an inch or so. Okay. I think it's 5/8. What did I say? Yeah, 5/8. 1 inch by 5/8. And then if I go here to my size 6s and I go across, whoops, let me place that nicely. That's about an inch across. I'm sorry, my size 8s rather. It's about an inch across, and it's about 3/8. Now, what did I put? Yeah, it's an inch. That's right. Sorry, you guys. It's about an inch by about 1 3/8 right here. Can you see that length? Oh, thanks, Gita. I love the Picasso finish. I've always loved the Picasso beads, and then when I realized that the Picasso finish came in seed beads, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Then the size 6, they're about an inch 3/8 by about 2 inches. Can you see that? So it was kind of a fun project or fun sampler for me to make, not only to kind of play around with using this deep dish as a loom, and like Janice says, you've used, Janice, a baking tray or anything that has hard sides. What I like about this deep dish, though, you guys, is my hand has plenty of room underneath to loom, which is good. So you can see that's the 11/aughts, that's the 8s, and that's the 6s. So it might be a fun project if you haven't done any looming at all before. This might be a great place to start.
So can I dive in and hold it while you work?
Yeah, do you want
so
to? You ready? Yeah.
Yes.
So Janice is going to do a little bit of camera work.
Hi, everyone.
Which is awesome.
I'm just learning how to do this. So.
Isn't it great? Oh, thanks, Gita, for doing that Tricks to Learning, Tricks to Looming. Isn't that great? Isn't
so
that
now
fun?
You have two
the
free
power.
Hands.
Isn't that awesome?
I have the power.
You do, the power of the camera. Power.
Okay, so what are we going to do
Great?
next?
So let me show you guys this that I
Okay.
made from, now we're going to go to the other side of the board.
Someone's hearting.
Hearting, I know that we get
Oh,
hearts.
that's so nice.
Isn't it? It's fun kind of to
Yeah.
see all that, isn't it?
Yep. Hi, everyone.
So what you guys have seen me working on our Instagram feed and on our Facebook page is you've seen me working on this kind of little strap or little strip of looming with the delicas. Now, you know that Janice and I both love wearing this trail ride or bracelets with strap leather, this Prairie Bracelet. This is going to be kind of the same thing. So what I've done, and I'm going to scoot this around and you guys can see how easy it is to scoot. See how I just scooted that? Super, super easy. So I started just like we do any looming project right here, and I just made a little weft, and I've got plenty of thread here that I can make a little more weft back and forth later. Let me pull that thread up. Let me get this here. So I can, this is what is eventually going to go inside the clasp. And I think I'm going to use this clasp here for it, so it's just a little single strand. I think it'll be cool. But so what I did, and we've talked about this on other Facebook Lives, not on Free Tip Friday, but we've talked about how we size these things. So my wrist is about 6.5 inches. So I'm going to make this a 3 wrap, and I'm going to make it with 3 different patterns. So can you see this first pattern? This is what I call the zipper pattern. Let me hold this this way so it's not upside down.
There you go.
There we go. So it's not upside down. So that's about 6.5 inches.
So this is called a zipper?
I call this the zipper. See how this little pattern of beads looks like a zipper? So that's what I called it.
Very cool.
And then here, my second pattern that I'm working on, you guys, I loomed as fast as I could, but I only got this much of the second pattern left. I'm calling this the chevron. And then the last one, I'm not even really sure what I'm going to use, so let me show you how I'm going to make that decision. I made this little, it sounds like a roller coaster, totally. Seed beads, Gita, are a roller coaster for me, I'm going to tell you. So the way that I started to chart out my pattern, I just made a little chart in Excel and I played around, and you can see I colored my pattern. So I have light, this darker color, and then kind of the medium color, and that's how I started to chart out that zipper pattern. And then I started to chart out the chevron pattern like so, and then I haven't tested them out yet, but this is 6 beads across. That's how much these Delica beads are, 6 inches across, or 6 beads across. And I just thought maybe I'd do a stripe, and I shaded it this way, or I had a second version of my stripe. Maybe I'd do medium, light, and dark all the way down. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. But on this, I also gave you a couple of blank grids. And when I came in, I was sharing this with Janice. I showed her, oh, I'm working out a little pattern. And she looked at this and went, what is that? What are those hieroglyphics? What is that? So let me show you, let me let you get into my mind a little bit about how I even got to this part here from this part, from here to here, or from here to here. So I have these little squares of paper that this is sometimes, oh, that one's sturdy, how I sometimes use these for designing. And I can use this is just like little black cardstock here. And if I were going to do 6 rows, I could just make, I have this white pen, because don't you love pens?
I do.
I love pens so much.
Oh, you weren't asking me.
I was
Were
asking.
you asking me?
I was. Janice, don't you love pens?
I do. And you gave me a white one. And
I did.
I love it.
You guys out there, don't you love pens? Hi, Sylvia. It's good to have you. You know, you can always watch it on replay, so don't worry about being late. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a 5th row. And there's no, I'm not measuring or anything. Yes, a supply list. Yes. I will tell you, Debbie, how to find that supply list when we're done, by all means. So I've just made like my little rows, and now I'm going to make my rows across, okay? Like this. And so each of these little boxes is a Delica bead, or it could be a seed bead, whatever, but I'm just making my own little grid. I'm not measuring, I'm not worrying about it. You're not getting graded. No one's watching you like all of you guys are watching me. It's really okay.
Would you tell everyone what pen you're using? Because
Sure.
I tried to get a pen, and it just wasn't as good as this one that you got me.
You know, I
Is it-
got these. It's a Mitsubishi from the Mitsubishi. It's this. Oh, here it is.
What is it?
It's this. That's what it is.
It's a Uniball?
Uniball.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't it cool?
Yeah. I've bought others, and they're not...
Yeah, not
Nah.
quite as good. There we go. I have room for one more row. Then I'll show you my other favorite pen, because I've got another one here. There we go. Because sometimes drawing on black, doesn't it? I am the boss of my pen, Gita, that's for sure. Sometimes drawing on black, I don't know, reversing it out.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fun to do. The other pen that I like to use a lot, do you guys know the brand Le Pen? Le Pen. I have used Le Pens since, I don't know, forever and ever. And you can see it just makes, and I get it in gray a lot. I like doing rendering and stuff in gray. I think it's kind of fun. So that's another good one that I like. And you can find these at your stationery store. So what I start doing, what I've got here, this from here to here, I will, and I'm just using 3 beads, you guys, 3 beads only. And so I just came up with a little legend about what those 3 beads, little symbols for those 3 beads. So you see how here in blue, I've got 3 rows. Copper, I've got kind of a little messy circle, and the mustard ones I used was kind of like a little lines going the other way. So let's say that this was my blue, that was the blue, my 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. My copper was a round one, and then my mustard was that line. And so, like with my chevron, if I had 6 rows across, 1, 2, that's okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are my rows right there. Oops, I made a 7th row, but we'll just work with these. So let's say that I knew that in the middle I would have a chevron pattern, and those copper beads would be the chevron. Okay, and then I might fill it in with my blue, so I just kind of filled in my little drawings like that and like that, and I knew that they would have to come here as well. And this is kind of how like my weird like 3D brain kind of works, you guys. This is how I do a lot of my designing. I just kind of, I don't know, fill it in. So can you see if I covered this up like this, how that isolates my pattern? So see that the circles are the copper beads and the lines are my blue beads. So that's, you know, that's really it. And then I started to transfer that. You can see here on this chevron, I just started to fill in. This is where, let me get this here so you can see it. These little dark boxes are where my circles were, and my light boxes were where my dashes were. So I've given you on this little piece of paper, you could come in, this is 6 Delica rows across. So you could say that that's my little, you know, that's my copper bead, that's going to be copper, that's going to be my blue, and that's going to be, whoops, this way, will be my mustard. And you can just start filling in just to see, you know, if you were going to make like a dot dash pattern, you know, that would be here. And so then the cool thing about this is, I think, is that I'm not designing with color, so I can translate my pattern to any color, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not blocked into, you know, oh, this is blue or this is purple. I can now go and pick 3 more Delica colors and make this pattern work for however I want. I've also given you, so this is 6 across and 6 across. I've also given you another blank grid that's 12 beads across. and 46 rows down. So if you wanted to chart anything with your seed beads, and you can see the size 11 seed beads, if I filled out 12 of these and 12 down, if I went to just this block right here in size 11/0, that would equal about an inch of beading. Okay, so you can kind of play around. It's kind of a fun, it's just a little start, but I thought it was kind of fun. Also here for Delicas, 6 beads across. This is about 3/16 of an inch, and every inch takes about 16 rows. Okay, so let me just show you just real quick how I would put this together. Yeah.
Bonnie was asking about colored pencils.
Yeah.
Would it be even a better diagram?
Sure. I mean, I think, personalizing how you chart things out, whatever really works for you. I love colored pencils. I know, Janice, you do a lot of stuff in watercolor.
I do.
And we're going to share that someday on a full Facebook Live.
Oh, great.
Right? I think it'd be really fun. So all you do, you guys, I'm just going to follow my little chart. Let me string this needle, thread this needle.
What needle are you using?
I'm using a size 10 seed bead needle, and I just waxed real quick. I might have even done that off camera so fast you guys couldn't see it. I've got an old piece of beeswax right here. And see how I just get that tip? I really wax the heck out of that tip when I'm stringing or when I'm threading the needle. And see how I just pull that needle down all the way almost to my thumbnail, and then I put the needle, I've got another one here, I place the needle on the thread. And it goes right through. It usually goes right through.
I can tell you've been hammering and metalsmithing.
Can you tell? Because my hands are just a mess.
Yes.
I know, my hands are always a mess.
But
wash your hands, Richburg.
No. Some of that is just, working as a metalsmither.
Yep, it's true. So I've got our little dishes. And then I would just follow my little pattern. So I know I've got my little pattern right here. And there's my little chevron. Can you see that little chevron?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that the dark bead here, that's going to be my copper. So I just go in and I put on a copper. And then I put on 4 of the lighter beads. I know my hands are such a mess. Maybe I'll treat myself to a weekend manicure. You never know.
They're not a mess. They're just hands.
Working hands.
Working hands.
Yeah.
And I think we can all see that you've been very busy hammering and soldering and melting and.
So you can see I've just followed my little pattern there. You can see how it matches. And then again, this is all in Tricks to Looming. I won't go into looming so much here. But I just I pull my thread, my beads all the way down. And then I go under. I push my beads from underneath. And each one of those little paths is like a little highway, right? Like a little highway lane. And now just on the top, I pass my needle through and I make the tip of my needle touch the top of each bead so I know I'm not snagging my thread. That I think is a really good tip, because then if you know your needle's touching your bead, it's probably not snagging your thread. There we go. Done and done. Now I just go on to the next one. Okay. Super, super easy. Easy peasy. Well, it looks like Free Tip Friday, Janice, is coming to an... I know you're having so much fun filming now, aren't you?
I am.
This is why I wanted you to do it. Janice looked at me this morning and went, why do you want me to film? And I said, I want you to have this behind the camera experience, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I could do this.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So you guys, just as a reminder, and Debbie, you had that question earlier about where you're going to find this. You can find it. It's on a post on the Facebook Live feed. I know. Thank you. We love the hearts.
Thank you.
We really we appreciate those hearts and those shares, all of that good stuff. So if you go to our Facebook Live page.
Hi, Anna Manuela.
And if you go to our feed, you'll see there's a link that says Free Tip Friday, and it says find what Kate is using. It's there. But what I'll also do, look at how you panned.
I did.
That was so good. I'll go ahead and also I'll post this. It'll just take me a few minutes. I'll go ahead and post this on the blog as well, so you can find that and put another link to our Facebook feed. So it has a list of everything I used in this little strap project, the thread I'm using, the clasp I'm using, and it also has the link to this little free chart.
Great.
And who knows, maybe by next week's Facebook Live I might have this done.
And we might be able to show some that some of our viewers have made.
Yeah. So
Great.
if you do come up with some cool little chart ideas, we'd love to see it. Okay, you guys, it's the last day of our seed bead sale. We've got some great stuff going on this weekend, so check your newsletters. We always appreciate you tuning in. Thanks, Janice, for going behind the camera. I appreciate it.
And thanks, everyone, for putting up with my filming today.
It was really good job.
Okay.
So Grace started it, you finished it, and I demoed it.
Yeah.
No, nothing better. All right, you guys, have a great creative weekend. We'll see you soon.